to welcome their juniors with their open arms, love, affection, and empathy. And the tradition is being carried on by the seniors. I know for the last 7 days, the seniors have put in a lot of hard work, collective effort, team spirit to organize this function. So organizing function is an arduous task which involves collective effort. So I congratulate and appreciate the endeavor made by the seniors. So so I would like to share with you, this college was established in the year 1987. From 1987 to 2025. For all these years, there has never ever been a single incident of ragging or harassing juniors. There has never ever been. So that is the tradition which is being carried on by your seniors with a hope, expectation and belief that juniors will carry on the same. Okay? So this is a great tradition, and we say this is a great tradition that is reflective in the preamble of the Indian Constitution, saying equality of opportunity and status, and assuring to all, and to promote, assuring to all for the promotion of fraternity and dignity of the individual. So these two things, fraternity and dignity, are very essential for each one of us to imbibe and internalize in our mind and body to practice in our day-to-day action. So your seniors, Narasimharao garu, Dr. Bujbabu garu, Ravi, Harsha, and others have given the wise nuggets of wisdom. As Narasimharao has rightly said, if you want to speak boldly, courageously, without any timidity or lingering fear in your mind, then the first and foremost prerequisite is acquisition of knowledge. So, as Ambedkar has rightly said, that he loved books more than his children and wife. This is the famous quote of Dr. B.R. Ambedkar. And take it for granted, once you cultivate the habit of reading, you stop reading even for 1 hour or half an hour in a day. You feel lot of confusion, confounding, kind of unknown anxiety. So learning keeps you away from your anxiety, but you should cultivate it. So that cultivation is very important. That is the reason why the ancient sages have said, the moment you stop learning, the moment you are deteriorating and decaying. So you should understand. These are the great words of Pablo Picasso, a famous, a renowned personality who was a philosopher, artist, painter. He says, there are 3 things in life. If you miss the 3 things, then you are destined to die. The one is acquisition of knowledge. The second one is undertaking travels. So travel is also one of the biggest educator. The third one is social intercourse, interaction with your friends, family members and others. So these 3 things are very important. So the other important thing is, so as Dr. Bujbabu garu has mentioned about a beautiful song, that is, so Jairos, one of my friend has sent that song through WhatsApp. I said that is a normal song. So there were so many days where before I was going to sleep, I put that song on. I got sound sleep. That was so meaningful song, so wonderful, melodious. The meaning in it is so in-depth and insightful. Don't forget. So please hear that song once. That goes around 20 minutes. Very beautiful song. So please So he says that you are the sculpture, architect, creator of your own entity. So for that matter, Swami Vivekananda has rightly said, for me, the atheist is one who doesn't believe in himself but believes in God. So Swami Vivekananda has never said believe in God. He said first believe in yourself, then believe in God. Okay? So without believing in yourself, if you believe in God, then it is not useful. So please try to remember. So the other important point which I would like to, though this is not the occasion, which I would like to bring to the notice, understanding and knowledge of the juniors. See, LLM is not like LLB. Please try to understand. LLM is a research-oriented course. So most of the students who have taken admission in LLM are taking things granted. So that is very unfortunate. So first year we are seeing the syllabus. In corporate laws, hardly 3 people are coming. In IPR, hardly 2 or 1. But constitutional law, they are coming in good number. I appreciate and applaud. But the thing is, see, if you continue in the same manner, take for granted. So in the first batch, in regard to the first batch, we were too much liberal with latitude. But for you, such kind of liberality, latitude would not be applicable. So when you have joined LLM, you should at least acquire some new skills. How to read a book, how to make a presentation, how to analyze a particular provision of law, and what are the different shades of that particular provision, and how one can apply that provision to the concrete reality. Okay? And what are the research inputs which you should imbibe and ingrain into your mind. So without learning these skills, without learning these skills and dexterity, if you say that I have LLB and that I have LLM, then that would be a shame to this institution. That would bring ignominy and egregiousness to this institution, which we don't want to be a parties, which we don't want to be parties to that. So please remember that if you have, I myself and my colleagues have already come to an irrefutable and irretractable conclusion. The conclusion is that you will be given assignments. So assignments for harnessing your oratory and advocacy skills and your analytical skills. So your participation in those assignments is very, very mandatory. And please also take into consideration that when socio-legal project is given to you, I am once again requesting my staff, each one of you has to maintain a diary, and the staff member assigned, my colleague assigned to you, has to put signature in that, and for that there are minimum marks. Note carefully. So I will be sitting in final viva voce. Please remember, I won't be that liberal. So those of you who are prompt and punctual in attending to the class, those of you, please remember, those of you who are prompt and punctual in attending, those of you who are prompt and punctual in attending the classwork, and those of you who have had regular interactions with our faculty members, who was assigned to you, would indisputably get good marks. But those of you who are mostly irregular, whose participation in the extracurricular activities, co-curricular activities was minimal, and those of you who have not maintained the diary, so be prepared for minimum marks. Don't expect that so-and-so faculty was so favorable. So that favorism, partiality would never be a component in the awarding of marks. The only parameters, the only benchmarks for the awarding of marks would be your sincerity, your promptness and punctuality in attending to the classwork, your participation in curricular activities, and so when socio-legal project was given, so you have to maintain a diary, you have to contact with the faculty member so that the faculty member could give valuable inputs. So is the case with the dissertation. When dissertation, we have selected a topic, and it was very I'm very sorry to say some of the students have come for signing without having any prior consultation with the research supervisor. Okay, then how good, what is the use in appointing research supervisor for you exclusively? The purpose is the research supervisor would provide his inputs so that his inputs would be useful for your dissertation. Okay, because so these things you should keep in mind. So I sincerely request that you will take this into consideration. I understand that most of you are practicing, I understand, but we will give some time for your practice. For on Saturday you don't have any court work, okay? So you should adjust your professional work in such a manner so that you can also attend appreciable number of classes. Please try to remember this, because there are so many accomplished persons here. And for example, Dr. Buchbabu, he was very busy in his profession, but despite this, he comes to the Saramagaru and others. Okay, Narasimha is also very busy, but he is coming to the classes. He came to the classes promptly and punctually. Okay, so don't take the things for granted. Don't be under the impression we will be so liberal and we will be patronizing you, because our expectation is, we staff members at Siddhartha, we always believe you are our children, so we expect our children to be shining in their respective professions. But in the same way, we also expect and anticipate that you should shine in your life with knowledge, wisdom. Don't forget. So if that is the case, then we should translate our learnings to you. So I don't believe that learning is a one-way process. Learning is a two-way process. We do learn many things from you during the course of interaction. And let me admit frankly that I learned many things from my students. Don't forget. So therefore, for learning to be a two-way process, that you should come to the college, you should be very active and enthusiastic in participation of extracurricular activities. Okay? So don't blame either the principal or the staff saying that so-and-so person has got good marks in dissertation, he got 160 marks or 170, whereas I got only pass marks. The reason is you, because you yourself are to be blamed and none is to be blamed. So please take this into consideration. And the other important thing which I would like to emphasize emphatically is that I would like to share with you that research center has been granted to our college, and from next year onwards there will be admissions for research also. Okay? This year we got belatedly, because of which the students were not granted to our college, but next year onwards even the students will be granted for undertaking research under the supervision of our faculty members. Okay? So I once again earnestly request you, please avail the opportunities here. So some of you may have a real difficulty. At least you come on Saturday. Saturday is the time where you will be asked to participate in the extracurricular activities. So when an opportunity is given, grab it. Please remember, Narasimha has rightly said, learning is definitely an input for speaking. But apart from learning, there are two things which are mandated. They are commitment and conviction. If you are not committed to yourself, if you don't have conviction towards yourself, then your life is wasted. Please don't forget. So there are many stories which say that a man realizes on his deathbed, but what is the use? There is no use. So everyone has a desire that I want to be proficient in my subject. I want to speak boldly, courageously, without any inhibition. But the desire is not sufficient. Your desire should be coupled with hard work. Then only you will success. So once again, I thank your seniors for arranging this wonderful meeting and for slogging a lot for arranging this meeting. Thank you so much for your hard work, collective effort and teamwork. And you gave a wonderful message, and so follow the message given by the seniors. So I thank you so much for your rapt attention. So the only thanks that you could give to us is attending to the classwork and participation in curricular and co-curricular. I hope, wish and expect that you would take my message to your heart and definitely you will follow it. Thank you so much for your rapt attention.
Thank you very much, sir, for your valuable message and wisdom. Now I request